Okay, so hi everyone. I'm again Dr. Gattis, Vanessa Gattis. I'm the president and CEO of the Prince William County Community Foundation. And I appreciate Chelsea giving me the opportunity to speak to you about our upcoming fundraising event that we have going on September the 9th and the 10th. So this is Prince William County Gives, and what it is a fundraising event that we're sponsoring to help nonprofit organizations in Prince William County raise funds for your organization. So one of the things that we recognize is that a lot of our nonprofit organizations have lost a significant amount of money, especially due to COVID. A lot of organizations weren't able to raise the amount of money that they normally would have in a given year. And so what this is, this Giving Day, it happens all over the country. We are GiveGab, which is a award-winning fundraising platform, is actually hosting us for this Giving Day, and they have it all over the country. One of the recent areas that have had it was Alexandria. They had it for their nonprofit organizations, and they were able to raise over $2 million for nonprofits in their community. And so probably about 2.5 years ago, when we were thinking about something like this, it was when we first got started, Prince William County Community Foundation first got started back in 2018, but timing wasn't right. And so we decided that we would go ahead and have this type of event for our community this year, especially again, due to the pandemic and the funds that have been
Uh-oh. Okay, let's pause our recording.
okay. I truly apologize about that. But at any rate, so what we're doing is we've invited all nonprofits here in Prince William County to participate in this event. And this is our website here. And here it tells you all about this fundraising event. So again, one of the things that we want to do is when we looked at last year in online giving is up over $50 million last year. And so we're trying to capitalize off of that. So we want to energize and galvanize our community residents to let them know that nonprofit organizations are the backbone of our community. And without a lot of the nonprofits, a lot of the services that we have here in our community wouldn't exist. And so what we've done is, we've already started a marketing blitz. So we have something going out every day to community members to let them know that this event is coming up. We've also had some cards. Hold on 1 second. We have some save the date cards. I don't know if you can see this, but these save the date cards, we have thousands of these cards that have already gone out into the community just to let them know that this day is coming up. And then we have a second mailing that's going out closer towards the time of the event so that people can start gearing up for the event. But so here you can see these are some of our sponsors that we already have. And we have a few more sponsors that's coming on. This year, the monies that have been contributed already is going back out to the registered organizations. So we'll have all kind of contests to see, who has the most donors, who raised the most money, 20 on a 24-hour period. So every hour, a different organization is going to win some money, from spinning a wheel or however we're going to do it. But it'll be 24 different organizations that'll get funding that'll come to their organization within a 24-hour period. But I can show you some of the organizations that have already registered. And again, what this is we're trying to get organizations to register so that, again, you can help raise funds for your organization. So right now we have 19 organizations that have already registered. And so what will happen is, I'll go to our organization here. You get a landing page. The landing page here tells the community about your story. So this will be up to whoever is going to be in charge of putting your page together to tell your story, because this is what the community is going to go to say, oh, this is who the Prince William County Community Foundation is. This is what they do. And this is you selling yourself to them, and then they'll click on the donation. Of course, this is not activated right now because it's too early. But what happens is we have created all kind of marketing materials for the organization. So you don't have to recreate anything. Once you register, you'll be able to go on to this page and find marketing materials where you'll send out to your current donors. So your job would be to encourage your current donors to say, look, we're participating in this fundraising, this 24-hour fundraising event. We need you to go on and donate. The other donors that'll come from those that you don't know, that's where we come in. We've already started marketing to the residents in Prince William County so that we can start generating new donors. From historical data, what we found is that new donors will go onto the platform and they would normally donate to up to 3 to 5 new organizations per event like this. And so it's not like, if I'm a new donor, I'm just going to go on and donate to one organization. People go on and say, oh, well, let me see what other organizations are on here, because they want to see the causes that that we currently are sponsoring, or our nonprofits are doing, our missions here in our community. And so that's what a landing page look like. And again, these are some of the organizations that have already registered. Chelsea, I don't know if you're familiar with Virginia Community Food Connections, but those are one of the partners that we have. And then it's open to churches because churches are 501c3s as well, or nonprofit organizations. And so each one of these organizations are responsible for ensuring that their landing pages are what they want the community to see when the event kicks off. Then once the event kicks off, that's where, again, people will go on and view your profile and begin to make donations to your organizations. So for churches, the registration fee is $250. For nonprofit organizations that have raised under $25,000 is $350, and then anything over $25,000 is $450. But that's the only fee that you pay. If you raise $10,000, all $10,000 would come to your organization. So we don't take out any other fees for this event, other than, of course, credit card fees, and that's not us, that's the credit card company. They take out whatever fees. But if you raise $50,000, it all comes back to you. And so one of the things that, we've had organizations who said, well, that's kind of a expensive registration fee. What I tell people is, if you make your money back, you have nothing to lose, right? But if you make $500 and you paid $450, then you've gotten back $50 towards your registration fee. So if nothing more, you get your registration fee back. But this type of event, with it being the first time that we're having this event in this area, we're hoping that it's going to be successful. We've talked to the chamber. The chamber has gotten behind us. What they said is, because it's already kicked off, they couldn't be partners with us, and so they'll look at it for next year. But they have supported us as far as helping us to try and get sponsorships for the event, and even encouraging organizations to register for the event. So with that, I'll stop talking. And if you have any questions for me, please feel free to ask me anything that you need to ask me.
That looks so great. And one of the things that I really like about the landing pages is that for groups that may not have access to a website, or that may not have updated their website, they get to put really cool updated information on there. And
Absolutely.
It seems like it's pretty easy to use. Would you say
It
that it's
is.
an easy platform to set up?
Yes, it's a very easy platform to use. And if anyone has any problem, GiveGab is there to answer any questions. On August the 4th, GiveGab is going to do a training for all nonprofit organizations that are registered. So registration goes until July 31st, and that's why we delayed the training until after the 31st, so that every organization that's registered can get in on the training. So they're going to go through training for this day, what it's going to look like, all of the marketing materials that you can use. If you want to have crowdfunding, if you want to have, if you are an organization, let's say you're a college and you have 6 colleges that's under the foundation, you could create a page for each one of those, and it only is one registration fee. So they're going in to teach all of these different things that we can't do. But because they're hosting this platform, they're going to go in and show each of the organization how you can use this to your advantage, so that when this day comes, you can maximize all of the resources that are available for each organization.
That's so cool. So you gave the example of a network of like colleges. Would that be the same for a network of faith-based groups like churches?
Right.
So each church separate.
So if the church has like a hierarchy, right? They may come under one 501c3 and they have sub churches under them. They can do that. But if you have your own, if they have their own 501c3, then they register as individuals.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
And then the other thing too is, if there's an organization that may not have a EIN number, if you will, we can fiscally sponsor organizations. So we are sponsoring 2 organizations that are already registered. So, we can do that. One of the things that we tell them is, we will sponsor you, but you can put your own bank account information in there, if you want to, or it can come to us and we'll just cut one check. But you'll be able to see exactly how much you've raised during this time, and we just turn the money over to them. So we can do that, if there's an organization that needs to be sponsored.
That's wonderful. And another question I have, I'm sorry, I don't mean to hog everybody's Q&A time, but another question that I have is, these organizations, do they have to be based in Prince William County or just serving Prince William County residents?
So good question. The organizations are based in Prince William County, but say for instance, you are an organization that's in Fairfax County, but your work is here in Prince William County, then we are allowing those organizations to register, but you have to kind of prove that you do work here in Prince William County, because we just had to dismiss an organization out of Alexandria because their primary work was not here in Prince William County. And the one thing that we don't want to do is allow another organization who's not doing any work here in Prince William County to draw those funds out of the county.
That makes sense. Okay, well, I think that takes care of the questions I had. Did anyone else have any questions?
Yeah, I just had a quick question. And sorry if you might have answered this. I was off for a period of time. What is the fundraising goal for this year?
So each organization has its own goal. One of the things that we're hoping is that we can raise at least $500,000. Again, with this being our first time doing this in this area, we really don't have any parameters to go off of. We'll be able to, be able to make a goal next year. But if we could raise up to $500,000 at least, that would be great. I mean, we have over 400,000 residents here in Prince William County. And so, the goal is if each resident could give at least $50 to an organization, we could raise that much money. So, but each organization, when you go on and you create your page, you're actually, when you start registering, it asks you, what is your goal? How much do you want to raise during this period of time, so that, you can start moving towards reaching your monetary goal that you've set for this period. Does that answer your question?
Right. Yeah, no, definitely. I think that's, I think this being the first time, it'll be interesting to see sort of what the baseline is for this initiative. I previously used to work at a nonprofit, and we did a lot of corporate match. And so my whole responsibility was that. So, is there a corporate match strategy if people submit, this being a registered 501c3, I know sometimes corporate match takes a few weeks to sort of kick in, or that match, will that sort of count in this 1 day's initiative, or can you sort of flag that here?
Yeah, it can. We haven't gotten any corporations that's willing to match yet. But believe me, we've been out there, we've been hitting the streets, trying to find an organization that would be willing to match the funds that we've raised.
Right. Well, actually, it's not even about the corporations having to match specifically to this. A lot of times corporations like Booz Allen, Accenture, the Deloittes, there's portals for these organizations already set up. The employee just says, hey, I donated $5,100, whatever, to this initiative. Because I did that, you actually have to match that at 100% or 50%. Every organization has their own portal that they have set up.
Wow.
And so you don't even have to start those relationships. Oftentimes we had people that would donate $2,500, and then the next they would say, hey, I just sent this to my corporation, and now they have to match $2,500 because it's incentivized for corporations because they get a bunch of tax deductions too.
Okay.
I can maybe send you that tool. It's an online tool. It's called Match 360.
That would be awesome. I would love it.
The name of the company. And then maybe if you put that literature out there and say, a lot of young folks work at these big companies, say like, maybe if you donate, your corporation can match you as well. So just a thought.
That would be
awesome. Because what Ibrahim said, that's actually something. There was like a brief time I was working at Enterprise, but essentially I donated $1,500 to Hope Worldwide at that time. We raised money, and just like you said, all I had to do was tell my employer, and they matched it, like send another $1,500 check to the organization. So from somebody who's actually done that before, I didn't know that they did it until basically my boss told me. And looking more into it, like apparently, like even enterprise, they had something like allocated like millions of dollars that they have to spend on stuff like that, like yearly. So they're excited to get the money out because they're under pressure every year to do those matches for their employees.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, definitely, if I get some information, if you send me some, we'll definitely get that out. We're trying to do as much as we can to make this day successful for all organizations.
Yeah, definitely. I'll go and send that over to Chelsea and yourself. You can send that over, Chelsea.
Okay, great. And we actually have some of our local supervisors who have backed us and have actually bought some sponsorships. And so we're pretty excited about, those who we've gotten behind, this effort to, help us promote it and help us to get it out there. Because, everyone that we've talked to about it was like, man, that is such a great idea for nonprofit organizations. And so now it's really to get behind it, to say, you know what, help us to get this out there. Now, I don't know if any of you get the chamber literature, but we're on the front page of the chamber's literature that just came out and for August and September. I gotta find it. And then we're going to be in the Prince William Times, also in the Fauquier Times. So we've already put ads. So those ads will come out in August because we didn't want to put it out too soon, like July. We're also in Potomac Local News. So I just talked with the editor, and so he's also going to put it in the paper. So we're trying to get it on all mediums. And like I said, we have advertisement that's going out every single day on social media. So we're getting the word out to let people know that this day is coming up and that we're looking for support. It's also on LinkedIn, on individual pages, and so we're blasting it out there so that people can know that this is what we're doing here in our community.
That is awesome. So Dr. Gattis, in the chat, one of the questions that was posed was, can you please go over the registration fees again? Okay,
so the registration fees are, and let me click on here, see if I can bring it up. Let's just say we'll put Greater PW Alliance. Let's just make up a name, and they'll say you're not in there. So we're going to add the organization. So this is how you would go in to register. So the registration fee is $250 for a church, a religious organization. It's $350 for an organization that, based on your 990, that is $25,000 or below. So if last year your 990, you made below $25,000, then your registration fee is $350. If it's anything over 25,000, then it's $450. And once you go through the registration here, you'll see where you put that information in, and then it'll ask you, once you register, then it'll ask you for your bank account information, where you want to send the funds. Now, Prince William County Community Foundation, we don't control any of the funding. That's GiveGab. GiveGab takes care of all of that. We won't be sending out any checks. We won't be doing any, we don't do any of that. GiveGab does all of that. Once someone makes a donation, receipts are automatically generated. So those receipts don't come from us. They will actually come from the individual organization. So if I donated to your organization, once my donation is complete, then I'll get a donation receipt from your individual organization. So that's how it would be written off, the tax receipt for the donor.
That makes perfect sense. Thank you for explaining that. Does anyone else have any questions?
Oh, and one more thing that I want to say is, so these contests that we're having, let's say you were we have a contest that says, the most, whoever has the most monies donated between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. and you just happen to be the organization to win that. The monies that you would win would go towards your donation total, right? So that money is going to automatically be given to that organization. So we'll list all of the winners and how much it is and who the sponsor is and all of that. So all of that will go towards, your total. So in the end, if there's a contest to say, whoever has the most donors and you just happen to win one of those $100, $200, spin on the 24-hour, that amount of money will go towards your final donation totals. And again, GiveGab, they control all of that. And so they will post all of that for us. So we don't have to deal with any of the money. Our foundation, we don't have to deal with any of that. They are the ones that's going to manage all of that. We're just setting contest rules. We're just saying, okay, this is how much money we've raised in sponsorship. This is how we want to divvy it out per contest.
Oh, that's so cool. I love that idea. That's wonderful. So I don't think I have any more questions. I do have a question. If someone wants to get in contact with you and they have a question for you specifically, is your information on this website?
It is. And also our director of development, Eric Flowers. So every week, Eric sends out a message to all of the registered organizations, just kind of get you pumped up, saying, what needs to take place. Here's how you can, beef up your landing page. So every week he's sending something out. So you will have both my contact information and his contact information. But he sends out a message every Friday. So something will be coming out today. To all of the registered organizations, just trying to get everyone, pumped up and ready to go before September. And again, our information, anytime you have any questions, because we've had to go into the system and help people on their landing pages to make corrections to something or help them do something, and we don't mind doing that, or GiveGab, because your GiveGab make it easily accessible to talk with them once you register. So you can either do it through a chat or you could do it through a live session with them, because they want this to be as successful as we want it to be.
Cool. That's awesome. I love how supportive it is kind of across all levels and all the different things that you're working with when you're doing this process. So that's great. Did anybody else have a question for Dr. Gattis?
Just want to thank you for your time. Really appreciate this, and I'm really excited to see how the initiative goes this year.
Okay, we appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gattis, for joining us today. And thank you everyone who came and hung out with us, and as well as those who are watching after the fact, the replay. I just want to let you know that this meeting was hosted by the Human Services Alliance of Greater Prince William, which is an association of human services providers in Prince William County, Virginia, the city of Manassas, and the city of Manassas Park. So you can join us at any time and learn more at alliancegpw.org. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you.